etc. For the first time in a very long time, Britain and other countries I don't want to get into during a food video, no thanks, have a new monarch, and as is customary, we will have a coronation ceremony in May 2023. For most people this means a bank holiday weekend that you can choose to celebrate however you wish, whether you want to throw a garden party, full-on garden barbecue, or whether you just want to sit in your pants and throw things at the telly. It's totally up to you.
And on all the other nights we'll just have a big trough of baked beans and garnish it with a couple of dead dogs.
You know what the signature dish was for the 1953 coronation of Queen Elizabeth II? It was called poulet reine Elizabeth, but we know it as coronation chicken. Curry flavoured chicken mayo dish, and you will happily find it stuffed in a baguette, topped on a jacket potato, things like that. You'll find it in every single sandwich shop or cafe in the UK any day of the week. Apparently invented by food writer Constance Spry and chef Rosemary Hume at the Cordon Bleu Cookery School. And then for the Golden Jubilee in 2002, a Golden Jubilee chicken was developed. The chefs at Buckingham Palace took the curry idea and just lightened it up for modern palates. Creme fraiche, lime and ginger, and then because they're short of money they stuffed it into Waitrose branded tubs. And then the Platinum Jubilee in 2022 they came up with trifle.
Who's for trifle?
Supremely British, but it was pretty nice. I had a go. And now for the coronation of King Charles III we have quiche. Supremely British French dish, but again every single picnic or summer party people will throw a quiche on the table. Great way to... So let's look at the recipe that we have for the coronation quiche. It's broad beans and spinach. It's a bit dowdy, isn't it? Not very celebratory. I don't know whether they were thinking cost of living crisis, let's not make something like smoked salmon and lobster souffle. I don't know. But I think we can push it a little bit further without going too crazy.
Yes, it wasn't good enough, so he just chucked it away. He's such a perfectionist.
Here's my thoughts. Let's add asparagus. Asparagus is something I wait for every single year, and around this time of year, around May time, asparagus comes bang into season and it's just the best. That fresh flavour, crunchy, it's soft, it's perfect. And I think it's just the thing for this quiche. And hey, let's add bacon because everything is better with bacon. I think we can do some more with that pastry. Pastry's okay, but let's add some flavourings into that pastry to make it a little bit more interesting. And lastly, the recipe says, let's cook it till it's golden brown, which is like an incredibly unuseful cooking instruction. Let's use a little bit of science and get it measured precisely. With the use of a temperature probe, we can get that filling exactly right so that it's creamy and unctuous before it turns into scrambled egg. Let's give it a go now. So for the pastry, I'm using a food processor, so I'm just adding flour, butter and lard. All the proportions are listed below. Lard gives you that lovely flakiness that you get from perfect pastry. And then cheese into the pastry and a little pinch of thyme. Whizzing all those things up together, adding an egg, adding milk, and that's going to give us beautiful pastry. Just keep whizzing until it's just about there, squish it together into cling film, chuck it in the fridge while you do everything else. Next, our beautiful asparagus, which I'm going to slice very, very finely, again using my food processor. You can just chop it by hand. Chopping the heads off, notice, and I'll cook them separately. Now into a pan, I'm going to fry off some lardons of bacon and then my asparagus. Just going to toast it all round so it's not completely raw. Now I'm going to make up my cream filling. That's double cream, eggs, more cheese and some tarragon, nodding back to the original recipe. Give that a good mix and let's get our oven on to 190 degrees centigrade. The pastry should have had time to rest by now, so I'm going to get that out, roll it to a thickness of just about a pound coin, layer it into my pastry case and fork it all over. This means that the heat and the steam will escape and it should stay flat, it won't puff up. I'm going to bake that in the oven for around 20 minutes. And now I'm going to layer in my cooked bacon and asparagus, which I've allowed to cool, laying that over the top and then pouring in the cream mixture. Transfer to the oven and then cooking for, and this is the important bit, not for 20 to 25 minutes, but cooking until the internal temperature reads 85 degrees C. This means it'll be set, it shouldn't really have a wobble anymore, but it won't have turned into scrambled eggs. So here's my take on the coronation quiche. Coronation? That doesn't work, does it? Got all your fillings in there, your asparagus and your bacon. It's not all grainy and eggy, so we have to give it a try. Well, that's everything I want from a quiche. Crispy base. I'm not very tidy at the edges, that's not my forte. Really tangy middle, full of cheese flavours, good English cheddar cheeses, the crunch and freshness of asparagus, the salty hit of bacon. I don't know what more you could want really. The tarragon just gently running through it, just to make it a bit more interesting. I think that, as they say, is a meal fit for a king. I hope you give it a go. If you do, let me know down in the comments below. If you've got someone else who you know likes quiche recipes and likes party recipes, pop a link to them and share it with them. If you like the recipe, give it a like. And if you could subscribe, I'd be super, super grateful. Thanks. Enjoy.